Time has a funny way of working. It can crumble buildings, but time can also stand still, preserving memories for generations. In a small town about an hour southwest from Fargo, there's an effort to reverse the damage that time has caused while bringing the memories time has preserved into the light for a new audience. I went and checked it out. Drive into the small town of Nome, North Dakota, and one old building stands out. But just wait and see what's happening.
These women are doing what? Are they nuts?
Friends Chris Armbrust and Teresa Perlyberg are sharing their grand vision.
It's just beautiful, and it's going to look like it used to.
The two bought the Nome Schoolhouse in October. This is what it looked like then.
The trees had grown up, and I was even wondering if it was still here.
The building is still here, has been since 1916, but the old schoolhouse hasn't seen students since 1970, or much maintenance.
Yep. Whoopsie.
I was a little scared when I first saw it.
It's a crazy sight. Buckling floors,
All this concrete has no rebar in it.
twisted staircases, a ceiling collapsed onto the level below.
This is the worst. We thought we'd start here.
This is where you think we're crazy.
Yeah, this is, now you're thinking, what are they doing?
No matter what you're thinking, their plans for the school are big. A bed and breakfast, an event center. There are plans for an expansion. They want to move 200 animals to the barn out back for their fiber arts businesses and teach classes on how to make and use wool. They want to turn a town of about 60 people into a destination. They're not worried about attracting people to such a tiny community.
We're actually going to be flying people into Fargo from all over the nation, all over the world. We have folks from Kuwait, from New Zealand.
It is going to take an unbelievable amount of work for these two to get this building ready for visitors in about a year, but they say there is so much of the original 1916 charm left in the Nome Schoolhouse, like the original wood and the windows, that it is more than worth it to help preserve this piece of North Dakota history.
I just loved it. I love old buildings.
Along with that work restoring the place,
That all needs to be gutted out of there so that we can stop. And we're going to have all this done by June.
they want to restore memories.
And we are looking for the clock that hung above there, too.
They put pleas on Facebook for help from the local community.
We are searching for memories, for memorabilia, anything that we can pull from folks.
For them, the response is everything they've wished for.
The memories and things that we're getting from people, and I share pictures every day.
They're still working on funding, but the plan is to open the Nome Schoolhouse for a new generation this Christmas.
We're not quite sure where they're all coming from yet, but it's all going to be good. It's going to be good.
So they can keep the past alive while fixing it up for the future.
It's going to be wonderful.
In Nome, North Dakota, with photojournalist Chris Howard, Adam Ladwig, KVRR Local News.
News coverage, okay.
There you go, yes.
Well, we're going to have a link to the Nome Schoolhouse Facebook page on KVRR.com if you want to keep up with their progress, or if you have any memories to share. And, you know, Emily, it really was like stepping back in time. There were textbooks from the 50s with students' work still tucked in the pages, magazines from the 60s. That newspaper I picked up was from 1973. And you saw the condition that the Nome Schoolhouse was in, you know, before they bought it. They actually looked at other old schoolhouses around the area that were in even worse shape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done a little more reporting myself on some of these old historic structures, and it can actually be more expensive to even stabilize some of these buildings than it is to just tear it down and start fresh. Why did they not decide to build new?
Well, that's the one good thing about the Nome Schoolhouse is the foundation is still solid. They had it checked, and they say the building would have none of that old, really cool charm if they built a new one. They say the original woodwork and the windows and the history really kind of make it a special destination.
There are some gorgeous architectural elements in that place.
And they're hoping to preserve those.
Yeah.